Hello guys. So in this very low-key video, I'm going to show you guys what HTML is. Well, it stands for Hypertext Markup Language, and it is the very foundation of web development. And it's a markup language, so it's not a programming language. You guys have to remember that HTML developers are not exactly developers or like programmers. They're just HTML coders. Yeah, and HTML is actually used to structure all the elements on the website, and therefore it is the very backbone of website development and any website you visit every day. So let's actually move to Notepad and see how it actually works. So here we're going to start by writing some HTML tags. HTML has things called tags, which are basically created using less than, and then some tag, and then greater than, and then again less than. That same tags, first you put a slash, forward slash, and then that same tag's name, and then greater than to basically close the tag. So you open the tag using this, and then you close it using this. Again, you open it, but then this time, just to basically specify that this is a closing tag, you put a forward slash in front of it, and then you put the same tag's name, and then we close it using a greater than sign. So tag is not actually a tag in HTML, but HTML itself is. So let's start typing it. HTML. And well, the first rule of HTML is that every tag that is opened has to be closed. So we close it at the same time. Well, actually, there are some tags that don't need to be closed, but we'll get to those later. But most of the tags need to be closed. And then forward slash, same tag's name, which is HTML, and then we close it using the greater than sign. And then we put things in between these two, okay? And what are we going to put in here? The very basic structure of HTML is like this. We go head, and then we are going to close it again. Okay. And next line, we're going to say body, close it, forward slash body. Going to the next line. And see what I'm doing here? I'm basically putting a tab between putting a tag at the beginning of the line for each of the tags that are basically inside this HTML tag. What we mean by this is that head and body tags are basically children of this HTML tag that we have over here. That is why we give it a tab and basically put some space, indents them, in other words. So what do we have in head? We have some other tags such as, let's put title here, close it. And this is basically going to tell the browser what the title of our page is going to be. Say, my very first HTML web page. Okay. So we're going to save this, but we're not going to save it as a .text file. We're going to save it as a .html file. We're going to go File, Save As, and then we're going to call it a, okay, let's say HTML page.html, okay? Right, and as you can see, it's actually saved as a .html file, and we can see the Chrome icon over here, which means we can open it with Chrome. Let's do it. Okay, so we're going to double click on this file. Let's open it up, and as you guys can see, the title of this web page is my very first HTML web page. Cool, huh? Which means that our HTML structure is actually working. So let's go and give it some more stuff. And over here, what we're going to do is, let's just move to the body tag. So the difference between head tags and body tags is that in head, we give the page some basically technical details, such as the title, some meta tags, which you guys can research on later. But in the body is basically the body of our web page, what we actually see, what we can interact with, what we like, the images, the titles, the headings, the paragraphs, everything that we see on the page is put over here. So let's go ahead and put something like a heading over here. Let's go with a heading, sure. We open it up, H1. If you guys have worked with Word, Microsoft Word before, you know what an H1 is, but in case you don't know, H1 is basically the largest heading that we have when it comes to web development or any sort of basically typing, typography. and it's basically a heading that we use on the website. It ranges from H1 to H6, so there is 6 of them in total, and we can go ahead and use this by closing the H1 tag, and inside of it we put the text that we wanted to display, say heading 1. Okay, we save it, Control S, and we go reload this over here, and it says heading 1. Cool, huh? So let's actually go back here and give it some more stuff. Let's go create another one, H2, just to demonstrate the difference between all these headings, H's. And then over here, let's just close it. Let's not forget closing the tag is very important. Heading 2, save it, reload, and there's another one which is smaller. If you guys want, I can actually give you another heading, H3, don't forget to close it. Heading 3, save and reload, and there you go. Super small now. It's going to get smaller and smaller. Okay, so another very important tag that I wanted to show you guys is the div tag. This is really important, basically the most important tag you'll ever come across. So what is a div? I think it stands for division, and basically what it does is it divides your page into different sections. Every page is divided into basically divs. Whatever you see on the page is a div. Technically everything on a web page is a div. What is a div? Let's go inspect the page and see what a div is. As you can see, there are these tiny little boxes marked by blue color that basically represents each div. As you can see, each heading over here is a div itself, meaning that it's a division of the website. So yeah, just a little extra info that everything on a web page is divs, and they are boxes. Divs are boxes. Pretty cool. Let's go back and let's put all these guys in a division or in a div. We're going to call them divs from now. We're going to put them in a div tag, and we're going to close the tag. Do not forget to close the div tag. And then we're going to put enter, tag, and we're going to cut all these guys inside the div. Let's some tab between this. Okay, we're going to save. We're going to reload. Nothing's happened, okay? So what is a div good for? Right now, you would probably say nothing because everything is already divided. However, later on when we go to CSS and JavaScript, and I'm going to show you guys there what div is actually doing because it's the most important thing when it comes to that. Right now, just keep in mind that it just divides up your page. Okay, cool. Let's move on to something really interesting. Let's go create a link, huh? Uh, let's actually do it inside the same div. We're going to go create a link using the A tag, the anchor tag. We're going to open it up. We're going to close it too. Don't forget to close the anchor tag. And then inside of it, we're going to say some link. Actually, let's say Google. Yeah, Google. Yeah. And we're going to save. We're going to open it up. And you can see that there is a Google thing over here, but it's clicking on it, we expect is going to open google.com page, okay? But it doesn't because we need to give it some more info. This tag needs to know where it's going to take you when you click on it, right? Therefore, it needs some more information. How do we give tags more information? By giving them things called attributes. So the way we give them attributes is like before we close the tag at first, like the first part of the tag, this guy, before we close it, we go ahead and put a space and we put the name of the attribute. In this case, it's going to be called href. Href for the A tag, for the anchor tag, means the place that it's going to take the user after clicking this anchor tag. For example, in our case, it's going to be HTTPS. Oops. Yeah. For example, in our case, it's going to be href equal to HTTPS www.google.com. We're going to close the quotation. Don't forget about the quotation. So the way it is like we put an equal sign over here and then quotations, and then inside of it we give it the info such as the website name. Okay, we save this, we reload, and now it's actually showing us a link which is shown in purple, right? Just to set it apart from other elements of the website. And if we click on this now, where we go is google.com, right? Pretty cool. Let's go back. We can actually give it some more info. Each tag consists of many attributes, but I think another really important thing when it comes to the anchor tag is the target attribute. So to give it another attribute, we just simply put a space between the last attribute and itself, and then again equals to quotation mark, and we're gonna go blank. What this does is it's going to open it in a new tab automatically whenever you click on this link. So you see that some websites already use this. So if we click on it now, it's not going to open up in this tab. It's just going to open up a new tab, and it's going to give us that page. See? No matter how many times I click on it, it's always going to create a new tab. Let's close these guys, and let's go create a new image this time. In this very div, we're going to create an image using the img tag. We're going to open this up, and img tag is actually one of those tags that do not need to be closed. Cool. So let's just save this and reload the page. And again, you don't see anything. Why? Because the img tag also needs many attributes, such as what image do you guys want to process? What image do you guys want to show on this page? And like what size do you guys want it to be? And some other things. But the most important thing is what image, right? So let's go actually find an image on the internet, random image. And yeah, I really like this dog image over here. So let's just copy it. Let's copy the address of this image. I will copy a link. I will copy image address. Go back to our code, and we're going to say the what was it? What was the thing for image? SRC attribute is equal to this dog image is so funny. So we're going to use the SRC attribute. SRC is equal to quotation, and then we're going to copy this. Wow, this is one huge link. We're going to close the quotation, save it, go back here, reload, and we actually can see the dog image over here. But as you can see, it really ruined our website because the image address is very long, right? It's like SRC is equal to very long image. But it works, right? Pretty cool. So yeah, we can actually see the dog's image over here. There are some other attributes that we can use also, such as you're gonna have to put them right in front of the image tag, such as the width is equal to, say, 1,000 pixels. You can tell it what width to use, save, reload. Now it's 1,000 pixels, even scarier than before. And yeah, right guys, so the last thing I want to show you is forms. So what are forms? Forms are there to use to basically collect users' info and send them to the server for processing. An example of forms would be a sign-up form or a sign-in form. You basically enter your info and then you click submit, and then they are sent to the server. The server checks that info and then sends you either an error or saying that, yeah, great job, okay, got it. So yeah, that's basically what forms are. So the way forms work is using the form tag. So let's open a form tag. Again, don't forget to close it. And then we're gonna hit enter, tabs, more tabs. Forms consist of inputs. So inputs are created using input tags. Again, and actually input tags do not need to be closed. They're one of those. So inputs are there are so many different types of inputs. There are inputs that are text type, there are checkbox type, there are radio type, and so much more. Like even email, password, many different types of inputs, but they're all the same. So the only thing that we have to change in inputs is the attribute type in them. We basically tell them that, okay, so you're an input. You are there to input info from the user, for the users to input info. And what's your type? It's going to be either a checkbox or a radio button or a text or an email or a password, basically, sort of text box. So all we have to change is the type value, okay? So we type is equal to password, for example. We save, we reload, and there we go. Now we have ourselves a password kind of text, right? We can actually add more things to this. We can add a different email form, sorry, an email input. We can add a password. We already added the password input. I have no idea why I started with a password input. We can add a calendar sort of input. We can add a radio input. Let's go try out something new. Let's go add a new one. Open up the input tag, not closing it because it doesn't need to be closed, and give it the type of, say, email. It's actually going to look exactly the same. Let's actually create another one and call it, give it the type checkbox, closing the quotation mark. Another one, type radio, close the quotation mark, close the tag, save, reload. And okay, so this one is an email one, the email one that we just created. This one is a checkbox, this one is a radio, and yeah, pretty cool. I think I'm just going to try out something. I'm not sure if this is the right one, but I think there was a calendar one too. Type equal to calendar, closing tag, save, reload, and oh, I don't think there is a calendar kind of input. Or was it date? Not sure. Oh yeah, it's a date one. Okay. So if we click on this, you can actually select your date. It's really beautiful. Based on your browser, this is going to be different. All of these are going to be different. But yeah, that's basically the form. And the way they actually submit the form is by creating a button. We're going to use the button tag for this. So we open up the button tag and we actually have to close this one. We close it and we say submit, and we have to change its type to submit. So yeah, we can actually give the type attributes to buttons as well. We go type equal to submit, and once we save and reload, and once we click this submit button, all this info is supposed to be submitted to wherever we are going to set. And this is actually something I'm going to show you guys later, how you can submit a form to your server and then process it there and all those cool things. So yeah, that's a wrap on the HTML intro. And there is so much more left to explore, and that is only possible when you guys know about CSS and JavaScript, which I'm going to cover next. So yeah, please look forward to that, and thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. Hello guys, in this very low-key video I'm going to show you guys what HTML is. Well, it stands for Hypertext Markup Language, and it's the very foundation of web development. It's basically a markup language and not a programming language, which means that it's used to structure elements on the website, and therefore it's the very backbone of every website you visit every day.
So, what am I doing?